Guys, so I'm out here in the jungle or the banana walk enjoying a warm, rainy summer day, which is very rare in Southern California. Extremely rare. But because of a hurricane or something in the south, we're getting this. When we have weather like this, I like to come out here and pretend that I'm in the tropics somewhere. And it's just nice to be kind of enveloped in all of the tree canopy here and listen to the little raindrops hitting the banana leaves. It's really peaceful. Can you hear it? I don't know if you can or not. So today, to celebrate the tropical weather, I'm going to be taking some starts, well, some tops that I got from pineapples while we were in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago. I got 2 gold pineapples and 2 white pineapples, or yellow and white. Yellow pineapples or gold, I don't know what you call them. Yellow pineapples, normal pineapples, and a white pineapple. So brought them home, cut them up, ate them, and I've had them on the windowsill in the kitchen in water, and they've all got roots here 2 weeks later. So now it's time to move them outside, especially under this overcast sky. It's gonna be great for them. I've got some here that I have started previously. This was probably about a year ago that I started this one. This one was about 3 months ago, and these were about, I don't know, 2 months ago maybe. Now this is probably actually more like 6 months, and these are probably more like 2 or 3 months. So this is not a how to grow pineapple video. That would be on Next Level Gardening. When that biggest one over there actually is ready to harvest a pineapple from, I'll film that, and then I'll put a how to grow pineapple video on Next Level Gardening. I would want to have the entire process on video, from rooting to planting, care, and harvesting. Okay, so I've got 2 yellow pineapples right here, and they're not labeled. I just remembered that the white pineapple had a funny curved neck to it. So I'm actually gonna put that in the bed next door. So the difference in taste between a yellow pineapple and a white pineapple, the white pineapple seems to be a little less acidic, but it's also not as sweet, in my opinion. So if you don't like acid, you could go with the white pineapple, and the lower acidity makes it seem sweeter than it would probably if it was more acidic. Anyway, I like yellow better, but I wanted to try the white since I had one. All right, so what I like to do, yes, I'll give you tips. This is just not a how, this is technically not a how to grow video. But you cut the top off the pineapple and remove the leaves where you've got about 1 inch left of the core, the stem there. Put it in water. Try to keep the water below the green leaf line, and you'll get roots in a couple of weeks. Make sure you change the water, because if the water gets yucky, then it tends to start rotting the pineapple. So all I'm gonna do is look for a spot near a hole in the drip tube, and just dig a little hole and cover it up about, it could be a little above the green, not too much. That's it. It's that easy. Somebody asked in the, I don't know, a couple videos back if my monsteros were dying. They were turning yellow. This is actually just sunburn. I noticed it in Hawaii when any monstero would kind of creep out of the canopy into the sunlight. They look the same way. That's okay. These same leaves will probably get burned if we have any frost as well. So you just cut those off after the danger of frost is past and move on into the next season. Oh, since we're on the tropical subject, I wanted to show you my cuttings I took from Hawaii. They're looking good. We've got the beach naupaka and the Tahitian gardenia. The beach naupaka has a really cool legend to it. I believe it's a Hawaiian origin, I don't know. There's beach naupaka and there's mountain naupaka. And I may butcher this story, but you're gonna get the gist. So one of them, I think the beach naupaka, has a half of a flower. It's the bottom half of a flower that grows on it. It's just like a half with, I'll show pictures. And then the mountain naupaka has the other side. So kind of like, you know, those friendship necklaces with the broken heart and you each take one. It's kind of the same thing. And it's kind of the same story. There were lovers, and I believe Pele, I don't know. See, I'm butchering it already. But anyway, they were separated. One was sent to the mountains, one the beach. And I'm not even going to go on with this. You can look it up. It's pretty cool. But I heard it last year, and now I'm trying to remember it a year later, and my 50-year-old brain can't comprehend it. But anyway, they never got to be back together, so they were turned into plants, and that's why there's one on the bottom, one on the top, and they kind of go, anyway. These are the cuttings that I brought home last year. They're looking so good. Got one here, one here. I'll put the name on the screen because there's no way I'll remember that. And then this one. The new growth on that is just amazing. And this one here. I actually think what I'm gonna do, and I know that you guys know that I'm a little out there sometimes when it comes to ideas, but hear me out. Emily has made fun of everything, right? She did not like the colors I chose for this. My whole family didn't like the colors I chose for that because they couldn't see the vision. Now they love it. But for this side here, that doesn't look tropical, does it? So I'm thinking, this is really hard to explain. The color of the patio cover, the posts, I'm gonna do between the windows, that color, like kind of posts holding up the house, along the back, and then on the corners of the house, that color. The rest of it is gonna be similar to the color on our chicken coop at our last house. The reason I did that at the last house is because the only tropical ingredient that was missing from my tropical garden was that beautiful color of the tropical water. And so the chicken coop and my raised beds had that color. Look, the worst that could happen is we hate it and we paint it back to white. But anyway, where I was going with that was with that turquoise color, I was actually thinking of taking more cuttings of these once they get a little bigger, putting those here in mass in front of the window so you have that yellow and green color contrasted with the turquoise. I'm also gonna take this out here because it's gonna get huge, and I'm gonna move it probably out into the new sun garden, tropical sun garden. And then I'm gonna get a cup of gold vine and I'm gonna have it grow up and across onto the patio cover. So that's gonna soften all of these edges and kind of meld the two sides together. All right, it's a couple days later. I just fed a couple of pigs. Today I'm going to be putting up the fence to give Ollie and Otis their new, well, I'm keeping them in so they're in one spot because we can't start planting things out here in our new tropical orchard until we put away things that are going to eat those things. So we're providing all of the food to our sheep. It's alfalfa hay, grass hay, and grain. So the only space they need is a space to exercise, and you're supposed to give them between 50 and 100 square feet per sheep. And the area that they're going to have is way bigger than that, probably 10 or 15 times bigger than that. So they're good there. Plus, a couple videos ago, I was over in the vegetable garden showing you how the Bermuda grass had taken over like the bottom part of our vegetable garden. And I was like, do I just mow it down and make a lawn? I don't know, guys, that was a moment of weakness, because those of you who know Bermuda grass like I'm supposed to, were like, are you crazy? If you want grass there, pull out the Bermuda grass, kill it, and then put whatever good kind of grass is there, because you're right. Bermuda grass doesn't just grow by seeds, it mainly grows by runners. And so, you know, it's only a matter of time before it just kind of takes over everything. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And another great idea you had is to put up an electric fence around it and let Ollie and Otis take care of it for me. At least get it down where I can then, you know, get rid of it. So that's what we're gonna do. Not on this video. This video, I gotta get this done because so many things follow that. I wanna get the passion fruit planted on the fence over there so that I can start growing and get rooted in before the colder weather arrives. So this fence is gonna start right here, and it's gonna go all the way down to that upright there in the chain link. And I'm not gonna go to the trouble of making a wood fence. I'm gonna do exactly what we did here on the other side. The wood fence comes down to this gate, and then the T-post and welded wire fence starts. And that's been good enough for sheep. It was good enough for the cows. And if it's good enough for cows, it's good enough for sheep. I had all the T-posts on the property already that I need to use, so I didn't need to buy any new. Now, there is one thing. Bella has to have access to the sheep in order to protect them. But I don't want Bella to be relegated to just this back section here. Like I said before, we're gonna try to have her out in the property once we get that secured. But until then, she still needs to have full access to the pasture area. And so I was looking online, I'm like, well, do they have a doggy door that you can put in a fence that a sheep can't get through? And they do have stuff like, you know, that are electronic, where Bella wears a collar or something and it opens up for her, but then it wouldn't open up for the sheep. Well, Bella's already got a collar, a regular collar on, and a collar that's linked to the fence. So she doesn't need a third collar. And then I found a lady in New Zealand who made a jump fence, and I had never heard of that before. And Bella's big, so she can jump. We can make it as high as we want to where she can jump over it, but the sheep cannot. Which totally confused me, because all the shows that I saw growing up, when people couldn't sleep, they counted sheep, and those sheep were hopping over fences. So I don't know, but apparently they can't. So that's the plan right now. It's the easiest thing to just put the wire fence here and have an opening with a jump gate. So the first thing I need to do is just drive these T-posts in. So I'm gonna do that. Then we'll hook up the wire. It sounds so simple. I mean, it is simple, but it'll just be a little bit of time. So let's get started. The next day, and I'm headed back down to finish the job, I hope. I've got my wheelbarrow full of necessities to finish the job. So the camera cut out at some point yesterday. It gave up before I did. So I want to show you what I got accomplished and what's left. So here is the jump gate. It's just set in there right now. It's not actually hinged on. The posts are nice and sturdy, so now I've got the wire coming down, and now I can attach it to the back of this post and then cut it, start it at this post, and head to the end. Hey, Bella. What do you have on your nose, Otis? Have you just been breathing in dirt? Huh? So again, I was able to reuse the wire that I put here. I took down most of the horizontal wood pieces on the extra corral area and got the wire off of that. I still got a little bit extra here, and I have to take those off as well. So I actually made up my mind on what I'm going to do over here when we come down. Maybe I already said this. So when you come through this gate and head this way, we are going to now have the blockade right here. It goes all the way up. So I'm going to put a 4x4 post in. This will be coming down. This gate will be turned this way and hooked to the 4x4 post. And then I'll have some horizontal pieces going up to these three to block the area up top here, which actually I don't need a 10-foot tall post, maybe 6-ish, because it can go up at an angle. So that's the plan. The first thing I'm going to do is finish the wire out here on this fence, and then probably put the hinges on the gate, and then just close in the area up here at the top to right there. I was thinking about building a new shelter for Ollie and Otis, because like I told you, this here, they don't need something this big anymore. Bella can hang out under here, and I'm probably finally have a spot for my composting area. Right now, we just have compost piles all over the property, but I still, after 4 years living here, have yet to kind of make my mind up where I want the permanent compost bins, and there's probably going to be 2 sets of them. The first one will be right under here, so I can control the amount of moisture that gets in since there's a roof, but then that leaves Ollie and Otis without a shelter. And I was thinking about something, and then I kind of was like, well, I don't know. And then Emily mentioned the same thing, and so I thought, okay, well, if 2 of us are thinking it, it's got to be at least worth exploring. This hay storage bin that I put on, it will hold 8 bales of hay. Now, 8 bales of hay, when we had Daisy and Clover and the boys, 8 bales of hay went in like a month. Maybe 6 weeks if we were lucky. However, with the boys only, that takes the amount of needed hay per month way down. So we could take a quarter, possibly half, probably at this end because it's taller, and remove the front pieces of wood. They can get right in here. I'll put a wall in there to keep them from going in there and getting the hay, because they would definitely do that. So now they have a rain-proof structure. And this end works well, not only because it's tall and they can kind of get in, but down here, it's shorter, which means it's easier to reach inside and get the hay. Down here, I literally have to like balance on my stomach and my legs go up in the air, my head's down in there. It's kind of comical, plus it hurts. All right, I'm gonna get started on the wire. So the next morning, got a lot done yesterday. I feel like it looks more of a mess, but there's progress. So all of the horizontal pieces have been taken down. Morning, Bella. Hey, sweetheart. Hello, boys. And I hear Nacho somewhere too. Where's Nacho? Oh, he's up on the banana walk. So like I said, the horizontal pieces have been taken down. And I put the 4x4 post in here for the gate. So over here, we had one more rung here, and a few months ago a tree branch fell and broke it. As you can see, it was kind of bent down. I got to get these screws out. And I thought, you know what, the sheep over here, they can't get over the fence, so I'm going to make it lower just to kind of, since it's the only piece that's going to be still standing, making it lower just kind of lessens it standing out. That was a really poorly worded sentence. Anyway, I got the wire hooked on here. I got to fold this and tuck it in, but then it goes all the way down to the jump gate. And then from the jump gate to the chain link fence. So of course we're going to have to probably, I don't know, teach Bella to get over that jump gate. She might do it just if she's locked back there and wants out here bad enough, she'll figure it out. But I'll probably just teach her how to do it. Not by doing it myself, but some treats, that always works. So all of these upright posts are in cement. I would love to be able to repurpose them, reuse them for my compost bins over there. They would be great corner supports for all the bins. I've never taken a piece of cement with a post in it and reused it like that. I don't know if you can then just bury the cement over here in a bigger hole, or break the cement off and then just use the post. If you guys have done any of that successfully or unsuccessfully, please let me know in the comments. It's interesting though, when all these 4x4 posts are out of here, this is going to be a pretty big flat area. I didn't realize, how big it was because we did it kind of in pieces. So I was hoping to wrap this project up, have it all cleaned up. But today is Labor Day. So happy Labor Day yesterday. And we have family coming over a little bit later, so I'm not gonna have time to get out here and, get into it. And then I have to get this video out to you tomorrow. So on the next video, and probably not on the next video, but within the next couple of videos, I'll show you the finished results of that all cleaned up. And hopefully keeping the sheep in one spot and Bella allowed to jump back and forth. Anyway, I'll see you next time.